Right, that is one of the big stories here. They matched up in the power pools this morning during pool play. And so they're really seeing kind of a rematch this afternoon. Of course, splitting the series, a best of 2 in the morning. So now the real test, a best of 3 to decide it all. Great touch there from Olivia. Now a chance to finish the point, and early on, a nice break for Twins to kick off the day.
Huge to set the tone early. As we mentioned, they split early, and the last few points of the morning, it was Laura Kunzelman with 6-something aces or breaks in a row. So great to see Twins get a nice bang in there from Ali Janke.
Wow.
Taking a 2-0 opening.
That's really going to be the difference maker here, especially on the serve receive for K2 on the serving side for Twins. Can Twins apply enough pressure to get K2 out of system? That's been one of their biggest problems today. Katie Pearson, very well-rounded player. Today her weakest point has been her setting. When it's a tough receive, when it's a tough receive from a partner, that recovery set has just given K2 a little bit of trouble. That is where K2 need to keep it tidy. And for Twins, if they want to win this one convincingly, that's what they have to exploit. Big lefty boom there from Olivia to close the point for the Twins. A needed hold just to make sure that they stay here in control.
Like you said, it's all about that control and clean offense. Twins is no exception. They need to keep really good receives and sets to prevent K2 from making any defensive stands themselves. And so far, no chinks in that Twins armor. Of course, we talk about these teams splitting games in the morning, but Twins has not dropped a women's division tournament in over 2 years still.
Wow.
You see why.
You see why. I don't think anything's going to be different today. I mean, what an incredible serve from them. I mean, coming into this game, looking at the way both of these teams were playing, I sat around, talked to a couple of people, made a little bit of a bold prediction. I said today is the day that Twins don't take it in 2. More than that, I said that K2 have a real shot at this. They have a real shot at this. Ali Janke, of course, you see a little bit of tape around her knee. She had a bit of a collision earlier in the morning, was a little bit slow to get back on her feet and get back into the rhythm of things. But as you can see now, chasing after that long ball, clearly feeling pretty comfortable here, and that's really going to be what I'm keeping my eye on. If Ali is, fully mobile and fully up to speed, I don't know, Twins may just have this one easily. But if she's, a little bit slower, if Laura is going to put on the pressure that she's been putting on all day long, I wouldn't be surprised if we see all 3 games, nor would I be surprised if K2 take it.
Yeah, it's anybody's guess. There's just so many variables coming into play to say that there's just one X factor would really just sell short all of the talents these players bring. But you see Kunzelman has yet to really get connected on the net here.
Ali to serve. Little drop on, but it will just double touch the net there. Katie Pearson, though, making a full bid at it.
She got so close to the net she actually didn't put the brakes on.
Second serve is nice. Little jam there. But a strong set and a good choice there from Katie. Thought for a moment that was clean, but based on the reactions of our players, our referees, that one was not so much.
Yeah, the set was high enough, but it was a little away from Pearson, so she had to make a last-second dive over the net. Really tricky play to pull together.
Lefty, but a little too high there coming in from Ali. When you talked about all the variables at play here, and one obviously that our viewers have probably figured out at this point is the presence of our referees. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We see in the foreground some of these shots, Rich Tarpey, the head referee for the Spikeball Tour Series this year. You might be familiar with observers and how the game is generally self-officiated, but this year the Spikeball Tour Series is partnering with USA Roundnet on an initiative to experiment with referees, taking the calls away from the players, let them focus on playing and excelling at what they do, and training up observers and officials to be higher level officiants, be referees, where all calls are active, down to that rim call, that side pocket that might be happening on a serve. There's no more second guessing for the players, and yeah, it's a lot of hard work coming in from the referees.
Yeah, definitely a new system, as you point out, that our players will need to have to get used to over time. You see these flags waving. That's a different way of playing the game, making no self-officiated calls, doing everything yourself. So at least for now, it seems that our players are doing just fine with this new environment. We saw Laura Kunzelman there put one away on 2, just barely sneaking over the head of Ali Janke.
One other interesting factor is I'll hold for the serve. is we saw TWINZ go up 6-2 early, and usually TWINZ likes to sit back a little bit early in the game. So interesting to see them make a statement so early in the finals.
Much needed because, ooh, when Laura gets hot, I mean, it gets very, very scary. We had the high call coming in there from our referee. Laura Kunzelman maybe disagreeing a touch, but from our perspective, right, just at that shoulder, maybe a little bit above that shoulder line.
And a great example there of the referee making the active call, where usually a high serve is actually a passive call when you're playing self-officiated. So great to see that Allie doesn't have to worry about whether it was high or not, or whether she, has to make that judgment call of even going to the observers. Just a nice little benefit, taking that weight off of her shoulders.
We're down by 3 early on, as you point out. Katie Pearson looking to get something going. I know we had a chance to speak with her earlier today, and while she was quite humble with her performance so far, really pointing out how much Laura has done to make this team successful. And they're both going to have to do it in this final. It's not just going to be able to come from one or the other. We're going to have to see a full team effort from both Katie and Laura if winning this game is something they want to do. Worth noting here, every once in a while you may see our players kind of looking up to the ceiling as if to wonder what's up there. Behind us, we've got a massive LED board, a beautiful Jumbotron essentially in this facility with a live stream of our broadcast as well. A couple of seconds delay on that, so if our players ever want to see, oh, exactly how did that happen? What are the spots? What's the score? All they do is they'll look up top and they'll get their answer.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to have a scoreboard handy. Here you also just get that nice little vanity of looking at that really cool serve you just hit. Hypothetically, that is, for the time being for K2. Yet to really put some pressure on TWINZ.
In-step cut, and that'll be the first break for K2. Exactly what they need to get going here in this first game.
Yeah, you mentioned the power, and we talked about how Katie even was deferential to how much Kunzelman contributes from the 7-foot serving line.
Big cut there, and that is clean all day long.
Naomi is trying to appeal to the replay board for a call.
Another good one. Oh, my Lord. This is why K2 is so dangerous. It's why Laura Kunzelman is so dangerous, because when she gets hot, it is so hard to cool her down.
Yeah, she's feeling really good, getting great contact off of these serves.
Dear Lord, that was close.
Looks like that was a rim, though.
That was terrifying. That was terrifying.
If that's legal, everybody's in trouble.
Ooh. The reverse is one of those scary serves that Laura has in her arsenal. One of the things that also really separates her from a lot of the rest of the women's advanced division. The reverse cut is something that, some people have, but it's just not as consistent. And I think it's rather been one of Laura's strongest serves today. In clutch moments, she's brought it out, and it has worked wonders for her. Katie, though, sending this one long straight into the open arms of Olivia Jenke as she works her way back to the net, though. She cannot finish the point.
Yeah, missed opportunity there. And they got K2 out of system where they wanted them, got that pressure applied. So for TWINZ, it's going to be a matter of converting those if they're not going to have that same fire from the serving line that K2 can bring.
Well, after the early lead, Laura putting on a show to bring it back. We are all tied up 10-10 at the halfway point in this first game.
It's a really familiar spot for TWINZ, where this is usually when they're feeling good, when they can outmatch their opponents. They like to take over.
Calm set there, and the lefty hit coming in from Allie.
These next few points are going to tell us whether this game is going to be close, or even if K2 is just going to take this and upset TWINZ.
I do think if K2 take this, it's going to be in 3. I think it's going to have to be a marathon for them, not a sprint. One thing's for sure, taking this first game would go a long way to establish that dominance. Speaking of, Laura Kunzelman doing what she does best, a beautiful dive over the no-hit zone, pulling that ball around her body and out of the way of the defenders.
Yeah, she's, of course, one of the longer players in the division, so when that sets off on the other side of the no-hit zone, she's able to use that reach to get around the ball, still create some angles, and just make those hits undefendable, especially when you're diving and hitting it back from where you come.
Mistakes here, of course, we've talked about it a bit. plenty of prize money on the line, but those coveted pro bids for the championship, by getting themselves to the finals, both of these teams have already secured those pro bids, and so there are a handful of eyes on that third place game. Actually, well, there are still a handful of eyes on that third place game to determine that podium finish, but not really on that pro bid, because in women's we have 12 pro spots, and, well, 2 bids are given out at every single event.
Yeah, I'm definitely grateful to see both these teams have already locked their spots up for the pro division in the fall. As we said, this is the one to watch. And so, Pearson nearly a block back on the net, but either rim or maybe in the no-hit zone. Some sort of infraction there. This Twins keeps things close, but they're getting pushed a little bit more on offense. And just confirmation there, that is Twins' point, and the infraction's being waived against K2. That's the only downside of the flag sometimes. You're not sure if you made the mistake because...
Right, it was a flag wave, but was it my fault or your fault?
The flags are all one color.
Rim there, and all choosing not to play that one. Oh, actually foot fault call.
Yeah, that was called so fast I was going to say it. If it was rim, Rich Tarpey, he's got great eyes, but oh my gosh, that would have been so fast.
That one's clean. The dive. Oh my goodness! Potentially off the knee of Laura Kunzelman, the hit off the knee. An errant set from Katie after obviously very, very tough recovery to make happen. And on the knee, on 3 essentially, on the net.
Yeah, out of system, but for Twins, it's just getting caught ball watching. You had a fantastic serve, and you just need to finish that point out. Make sure it doesn't come back your way.
Drop attempted there. First time I've actually seen that from Laura today. Comes up short though.
The ball is bouncing really softly if you get a good drop on this turf with that spin.
We've got a lot of cushion on the turf in this facility. It's beautiful, beautiful turf, but yeah, definitely a little bit more springy than these players are used to.
So around we go, just looking for serve pressure, and a little bit of stalemate right now in the mid-game.
Big rip there. Oh, and the on-2 attempted from Olivia, and every player's worst nightmare.
You just never hope to do that in front of a big crowd. And fortunately, she'll have the chance to atone for it by getting this hold, and once she does that, if she can hold here, the ball will be back in her hands to try to get a break back.
But a tough spot to make an error like that, giving K2 the lead for the first time in the game, and at this stage in the game is potentially dangerous. Of course, they're only up the mini break, only up that 1 point, now tied up again with Katie back to receive, but got to be careful. K2 not to be trifled with. On 1 this time, rather than the on 3. Another tough receive and out-of-system play for K2, and this time, the Twins, well, they are very much aware of what's going on.
Yeah, Olivia is not going to give up a free hold like that, back-to-back points. And as you said, not only are we late in the game and K2 just got their first lead, but Laura's up next to serve, and if she sees the ball, she will be happy to go on another serving run.
See ya. That thing is killed all the way into the crowd.
I need to tell them to back up for safety, but we stay tied here game 1, and Laura is just trying to bring the pressure yet again.
Our premier semis happening on both sides of the feature net. So our crowd getting involved in all the action here in Salt Lake City. Very exciting atmosphere that we've got going on tonight. Still maybe 70 to 100 people still in the venue. And really, the energy is going to keep going up and up as this night continues to go on.
Yeah, there's no substitute for live round net. Whether it's playing, whether it's spectating, the energy here is palpable, and yeah, the fans are loving it. It's great to see so many people out here in person.
Tied at 17s now. Twins took the mini break back, so Katie Pearson will look to get something done. First serve is not going to cut it. Just close rim as she's aiming very narrowly for that front pocket. But she adjusts her point, gets it on 2, but cannot stop. An easy hold from Twins. to kick it to 18-17 at the rotation, the final rotation, before we potentially see this one close out.
Jenkins put on Olivia, that is. Really good pressure last few times. She does it again here.
Yeah, but a little bit of a misplay. Laura, she wanted to go for the drop shot. She saw the space, but just missing a little bit on the finesse and hitting the outside of that far rim.
It was a great decision, just did not have the execution, unfortunately.
And that gives Twins a 2-point lead and allows Olivia to drive the dagger into the K2 heart. That kicks things to 20-17. It kicks things to game point for game number 1.
I'm not sure if Laura's looking for a timeout. But as you said, dagger moment for sure there, and a sick lefty serve. Not going to let that go unnoticed and appreciate it. Olivia really popping off those last 2 points there.
Confirming the score with the Jumbotron. And then ripping away. They'll think about this one, and they will play it. Backhand from Laura. Oh, it's missed. And that ball, it's back on and over the head of Laura Kunzelman to close out game number 1. Twins in form. K2, not so much. Still a little bit to fix on their side of things, and that's what they're going to be trying to do in this second game. But Twins, they are not going to just give this one up easily. We say Twins in 2 all the time for a reason. They're the most dominant women's team in this sport. And K2, if they want to give them a run for their money, it's going to have to happen in this second game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for game 2 here of the Women's Advanced Finals in Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City Major has been an exciting day. We've had contender divisions, intermediate divisions, advanced divisions, and of course, our marquee matchups between our premier teams and our women's advanced teams. A lot of exciting stuff. And as we said, this is where it all comes to a head. K2 and Twins in game 2 of this grand final. Laura Kunzelman not messing around as she starts off game 2 with a reverse cut ace.
Sending a message. Twins did the exact same thing to start game 1, and Laura, she knows that she needs to set a tone right here. She had a really good run in the middle of game 1, but otherwise had a pretty quiet time from the serving line, so she'll need to find it. She'll need to get some pressure on the net, and Pearson will also need to lower her double faults if K2 wants any shot at a game 3. Ball's rolling in from up in near net, and the crowd loves it.
Should we have Meg Rich on that kick? I'm not exactly sure. That might be the energy.
Ah, I see. Not just generally
lefty
doing
drop,
this thing.
got him!
Oh, man.
Dusted there. Good choice from Olivia Janke, seeing that Laura's been biting on that lefty.
Picking up where she left off at the very end of game 1 on that 3-break run in a row.
Not as close that time.
No.
Mr. Mark just by a hair.
Whew. She's swinging really hard there.
Yeah, she wants this.
It's just interesting to see the levers they're pulling with serve percentage and how much pressure they're trying to force on the receive, because the defense has been pretty strong really for both teams when the ball's in play. High serve there.
Second serve, just good enough. Lefty into the body of Laura, and that's going to get back on, but in system again for the Yankees, and the on-1, but a no-hit zone violation, at least primarily signaled from our referees. Little conversation had, though, on exactly how this one transpired.
Yeah, that was an incredibly bang-bang play. Even for the players up close, must be hard to see.
But I do think it was the on-1 in the no-hit zone. So Twins get the ball and the point. Just establishing where players should be standing after the rotation.
It's always a hard thing after a long rally to remember where you start at that point. Yeah, just lost in the rally.
Good drop. This time Laura's there. Tough touch, but a fantastic recovery set from Katie Pearson. Play of the day, or at least play of the match from her, that's for sure.
Yeah, full extension. Talked about how Laura is able to forgive some things and hits because of her length. Katie Pearson able to forgive some things because of that agility and that explosive power to get laid out to the set.
Second serve now. No good for Laura. So Twins continue to maintain the lead by a hair. Olivia Jenke will get the ball back. Not who K2 wanted to have the ball in their hands right now. Olivia's been firing. She's been swinging hard, as you pointed out earlier, Ben.
I mean, truly, I wouldn't really want to be facing any of these servers if I was on the line.
Well received there by Katie. That's well struck as well. Just getting out of reach. Nearly serious crowd contact as the, I think, jumping high kick from Olivia Jenke nearly just beheaded a couple of members of the crowd.
Yeah, a little caught up in the moment there. Obviously, wouldn't have been a clean, soft touch opportunity as the ball was on the way down.
Playing through the high call from Ryan Gross. And a smart decision from Twins.
Yeah, both teams exhibiting really sound, controlled offense on those last two holds, respectively.
Still plenty of time in this game, but for K2, this is potentially the end of the road if they cannot come within striking distance, if they cannot make this comeback happen and take the win in the second game. So every point is significant for them. Big boom and another good recovery there from Laura. Katie Pearson, a little off net on the set, but did set up her partner's right hand beautifully, knowing how strong Laura is, just getting that ball just far away from the court.
Yeah. Twins has not really shown that range for the long ball defense yet. Oh, beg your pardon, that's just high.
Yeah, she did jump just a bit, but I still think it was above her shoulders. We're seeing the instep reverse here, maybe. Looked like that was what she was swinging for.
KT still nursing this minor advantage. As we noted, Twins is a team that loves to just pull away at the end of games. And so for K2, just saying they're comfortable going neck and neck here.
Great receive. Set is on the money. A nice little low ball. Maybe not the contact Laura wanted, but exactly where she wanted to place it at the very least. Giving Katie a nice shot selection, and she puts it right in the gap.
Hard to argue with that result, indeed.
Split stance now from Katie. That's something new from her. Couple of options there for Olivia. She will, it looks like, miss the contact that she hoped for, but sneak by with a potential, well, just good visual blockage of where that ball was going.
Yeah, those last two holds a little bit less controlled, but both teams got the hold. They got the outcome they wanted between a little bit of a miscue on the hit from Olivia. Laura maybe not finding that set contact right in the middle of her hand.
Make sure that second serve is getting on. Backhand flick. That right there is just textbook Laura Kunzelman, if I've ever seen it. I mean, what are you supposed to do against that kind of hit?
You got to guess and hope. Guess and hope that you were in the right spot for for Kunzelman. It's a chance to take the lead now. Ooh.
Second serve is no good either. Tough start here for K2. I mean, they're staying neck and neck. They haven't really given up the lead too badly here, but again, they need to take the lead. They can't just be sitting behind and waiting for something to happen. Twins, they thrive in the late game.
And no hit zone infraction here too. Digging the hole a little deeper.
No hit zone violation called on the dive over the net from Katie Pearson. I assume the hands, potentially her feet landed in as she somersaulted over.
Instep. Oh,
what a
lucky
serve. No good, though.
Toe
Foot fault
drag.
again called.
Something that Olivia has struggled with for some time is when she goes that offhand. It's really hard for a lot of players when they go offhand, is just drilling that they keep their opposite foot anchored to the ground. So for Olivia here, it's her right foot.
Wow, it's so much power. Well received though from Laura, and another good shot selection straight through the gap. A nice little step through backhand flick. I mean, just textbook.
Yeah. You said all the words that you want to use when hitting a great put away, and Laura just said them all at the same time. If I can add, push.
There you go.
Step through backhand flick, push. But yeah, excellent form, something that anybody could be learning from if you slow that down.
Good serve, but again, it's not enough against the Yankees. Slightly out of system though from the setting, and K2 finally get a break that they were looking for. Finally, game 2, maybe a little bit of promise on this K2 side.
And nearing the halfway point here, we stayed close all the way through game 1 in the mid-game. So for K2 to keep the pressure on here as they do.
Much better set that time. Laura was only a step or 2 away, nearly had that.
A really good boon there for K2 is in game 1, we saw a lot of serving pressure from Laura, but Katie now is bringing the fire too. And if both of them can really get firing, Twins might struggle and not be able to keep up at this pace. Allie's got a different story in mind, of course.
Trying to get that second serve on. Twins and K2 both have been, pretty good at getting that second serve on when they feel it's necessary. Again, sometimes feeling good, sometimes swinging, but seeing a little bit of both, frankly, from both teams. But it's Laura's turn to shine. That's the reverse again, and there she finds the ace once more.
We've mentioned you don't want to stay in a close game with Twins, but it would be a disservice to say you want to stay in a close game with Laura when she's firing.
Yeah. Oh my God, reverse cut from that stance as well, and that will take another break for K2. Saw the stance there from Laura. She generally has been going cut out of that stance today, mixed it up, went reverse, and clearly that was enough to, well, catch Twins off guard.
Going for her 3rd in a row.
Little jam there, drop on Katie's all over it. Easy set, and that ball is not coming back on either. It is K2 firing on all cylinders.
Just taking control of this game in a way we usually would see Twins do. A little taste of their own medicine here.
Well, they've certainly stepped it up in these last few points, in large part, again, to that serving pressure applied by Laura Kunzelman. Can she do it again? Looks like it, at least getting that one on. Oh, what a touch! See ya, ball, there's another!
Wow, I mean, Olivia took notes. She went for that backhand flick, and Laura, she knows that trick. Gets to the right spot, she guesses right, and she punishes it.
Surprised we haven't seen the timeout coming in from Twins. Good a time as any, trying to stop the momentum that Laura has built. But thankfully, they will get a free ticket out. Just barely, though. And, well, not without doing a lot of damage first. 14-11 now. K2 not only taking the lead for the first time, well, but doing it in style and taking it by 3.
It's Olivia's turn to answer.
Oh, she can do it, too. That thing came fast. But Katie Pearson, again, just doing a really nice job on the serve receive, I got to say, especially on these jams. Maybe there's a little bit of width that's been giving her some trouble, but Katie is all over that jam ball.
Yeah, interestingly there, didn't call off the serve because of the fault. Such a bang-bang play.
There's the lefty. That's wide open there for Olivia. She'll take it. A diving effort from Katie. But it's not quite going to reach. K2, though, clearly they're feeling good. Trying to make some plays. They know they've gotten the touches they need to. It's just about staying composed, doing exactly what they need to do for the rest of this game. The bare minimum will get them by. Holding the rest of this game will get them by. And if Laura keeps hitting shots like that, there's no reason to suspect why we would not go to a game 3.
Yeah, it's very easy to celebrate that backhand. It's so hard to defend, but at the same time, every hit's got a set, and Katie Pearson has been just diming up her teammate on each of these clean putaways. Wow.
What a recovery there from Olivia, just trying to get that quick touch. Thought for a second that serve may have clipped the rim, but I think all of our rather referees in position, the players seem to think that that was totally fine. So just another incredibly low serve and something that is just so tough to receive, even if you're as good as Allie and Olivia Janke. Reverse ball that time. Again, the lefty from Olivia has been working out very well. K2 has generally left that pretty open. But you could argue the damage has already been done.
Indeed, it's now just crunch time. If Twins wants to be that twin and two.
Great low serve, but Laura is there. It's going to be the power and the distance from her once more, sending that ball into the crowd convincingly and taking yet another point for K2. 18-13. Game 3 feels like it is on the horizon, Ben. No trouble there for Twins. In system, textbook as always. But they're going to need a little more than that. It's got to come now on their defensive side. It's got to come in the form of these breaks, and it's got to come quickly.
First one up and over the shoulder of Pearson. Second chance for Allie.
Took a little power off to get that one on. And it is not enough to give K2 trouble. Again, they are doing a nice job of staying composed. A very different team than what we saw in game 1.
Yeah, the same thing, the same story really that we saw in the morning is Twins winning the first, K2 storming back in the second.
Yeah, again, worth highlighting. This is a rematch, essentially. We saw this in the 2-game series that they played. They each took a game, and it looks like the same result is in front of us now. There was no game 3 earlier, but there will be a game 3 tonight unless Twins can make a pretty miraculous comeback happen right now. Instep from Olivia and a very powerful swing.
Trying to get them all back at once with that power, my goodness.
Another well-placed flick from Laura. It's just so good, and you're hearing the crowd in the background just reacting in awe to that kind of technique.
It's so tricky to defend a player when they're in system like that, and for Twins right now, they're covering the forehand and the backhand and splitting each other, and it would probably take both of them covering a backhand push and a backhand pull to really take that away.
Slight defensive misplay there from K2, and certainly a missed opportunity, but one that I don't think they're going to be too upset about given the score at the moment. No break to end it. It's not going to be a flashy defensive play to close it out. It'll have to be a hold if they want to do it here. First serve from Allie. Will not cut it. Second serve. Big choice to make for her now. Tries to get it on and cannot. And with K2 storming ahead in the mid-game. A couple of flashy plays, a couple of nice aces from Laura Kunzelman, and really just good teamwork across the board. K2 push through that second game and send us the distance. We are going to game 3, and we're going to see how this one ends up when we come back. All the way from Switzerland she's come, and well, she's come to dominate at the Salt Lake City Major. So far doing so throughout the day. Laura Kunzelman, of course, looking to not only make her highest finish, second place at the STS Championship, of course, but looking to make it a first place finish at a major and take what would be her first pitcher, I think, at least in the U.S., home with her to Switzerland.
First pitcher in the U.S. is my understanding. But yeah.
Maybe about 100 pitchers in Europe.
Yeah, I was going to say, we talk a lot about how Twins hasn't lost in 2 years, but the story for Laura this year is that she has not lost a women's division tournament in Europe. So technically she hasn't lost a women's tournament anywhere in the world, and she's just seeing if she can expand that reach to the States. So something's going to come to a head in game 3 here. We've got Laura and Katie. We've got the Twins. Something's got to give. It kind of feels like game 5 because we got the 2 in the morning, as we mentioned, if you've been with us through the broadcast. But really, it's just game 3. It's really just one game. It's for all the marbles here.
It's for all the marbles, and it is the culmination of what has been an incredibly long day, an incredibly hard-fought day for not only both of these teams in front of us, but all the teams we've had in the women's division and all our divisions today. looking to end it with a bang and what would be a historic win. It would be a historic win for K2 to win this because, again, Twins simply do not lose. It's not something in their vocabulary. It's not something they've done in 2 years. If K2 can take this one, it would rock the round net world. Soft touch and the dive from Katie Pearson is now on the net, but straight into Laura's hands, and now back on the net for the finish. What a rally to start off this game 3.
Wow. I'm just speechless. More of that in game 3, please.
Yeah, give me more. Please, please, please. Good serve. Cut this time, finding a little bit of success, but as we said, Twins are some of the best in-system setters, frankly, out-of-system setters, too, in the game. And we saw there a calm set from Allie. Easy put away from Olivia.
Absolutely. And critical to not let Laura pile on some breaks early in the game. She's been getting them in bunches this series.
Oh, but the lefty from Olivia has also been lethal this series. And look at it right then. Maybe the best serve she's hit so far tonight.
Don't make me choose, but yeah. I'll give that the superlative. Oh my gosh. And if she backs that up with a drop or a righty. Right here. Oh.
Second serve is no good either. K2 will get the ball back in their hand and get to do some damage of their own after that ridiculous lefty ace from Olivia. No trouble there. Again, it's the lefty on 3 there. The clean lefty hit from Olivia that has really been one of the major, I guess, tipping points in this game. K2 just not been able to get a lot of touches throughout this match as a result of that strong lefty hitting. Another good serve there, and once again, that's the backhand flick. This time, Allie had a read on it, got a hand on it as well, but just couldn't get that ball up to her partner.
And not only that, but Olivia was coming around the backside of Laura. Might have had a chance of that hit too if it went through Allie. So good to see they've made some adjustments on defense. Now 2 players going after that backhand instead of just one being left on an island.
She went split stance on the first one, did Laura, and now she'll go instep. Good formula for her. It's that instep reverse. It applies so much pressure that even Allie and Olivia Janke cannot overcome sometimes.
And we talk about them being some of the best in-system, out-of-system players. They're of course 2 of the best players in the world. And to see Laura just push them to their limits. Break after break here.
She goes for the wide step that time, but the cut is well received. The set this time was the problem. And that's probably on us, Ben, for complimenting our setting so much. We finally saw a bit of a gap emerge in the armor of Twins. K2 take the lead by 2.
Not only that, they're missing to their teammates' left hands.
There's that one again. It's a backhand flick, and it's mishit, giving Laura the chance to end the point with confidence, and she does. 6-3 now for K2. They keep rolling.
And despite getting that one back on the net, it felt like more of the same from the past 2 points with errors. Twins needing to get the ball into comfortable hitting positions to get these putaways not off net, and preferably not setting each other's left hands out of system, as those are pretty easy for K2 to do.
Step cut that time. Again, setting on the opposite side of the net, but that time potentially, well, purposeful, because the gap on the other side of the net was pretty big. Katie Pearson kind of stuck on an island there, and coming in for the hit, well, they had a lot of options.
Yeah, lots of room for that backhand pull by Olivia, and bringing that break train to an end.
Ooh. Wow, nice cut there. Laura, though, big swing from off net, and, well, a little bit of a mistake. Obviously not the easiest hit to make, but one that, well, would have really solidified K2 in this lead. Being able to reduce that serving pressure, prevent these breaks from Twins, that'll be essential for K2 as they want to end this game.
Yeah, it's no longer a matter of expecting some normal expectations on these players. You have to be expecting yourself to do what it takes to take down the team to beat Twins. And that means playing error-free for K2.
Reverse attempt from Olivia I like that.
Yeah, something she's been doing for a little while. Maybe not getting as much flair on it, not as much fanfare around that reverse cut, but
she's got one.
Good thing to mix up. She's got quite a few serves in her arsenal.
Well, on the other side, Katie Pearson, she's got quite a few stances. We're seeing another one there, the wide split stance.
Wow.
Once more, the lefty undefended. Olivia finds the massive gap there that the defense left her.
Yeah, Lara, I think, just didn't make any decision on where to follow Katie or if to split, so really great set from Allie.
Great drop as well from Allie here. That time, instead of the backhand flick, it's the backhand boom from Lara that'll get the job done. We saw both twins kind of collapsing for those flick angles. And Lara found the gap. Second serve, just a bit too high. Signaled by our referees. Another lefty, so much power. Katie just has to get that one back on, and that was all she needed, as it turns out, because Twins, a little miscommunication got them in trouble.
Yeah, just really good decision making there by Katie. She knows that she's off net, and Olivia's ready to dig that hard hit. So just give them something they won't expect. Not a drop, not a big hit, just that in-betweener.
Wow, the lefty stance that time from Katie. She ends up going with that right hand. Unclear if Olivia actually hit herself with that ball or it's just going to be a hinder and go again.
Well, it looks like she hit the ball into herself. Interesting to see the bang-bang of the moving traffic, trying to avoid Lara while making that hit. But the call is what it is on the field. Another break for K2.
I think seeing a little frustration out of Twins right now. They know that, well, they know how important these next few points could be. With K2 holding the lead that they do right now. Good recovery set, and, well, just a nice calm hit there from Allie. Just goes for the boom ball over the head of Lara, and she'll get it there.
Yeah, that frustration, that fatigue, all starting to build up. And as the points go on, if they don't bring this to even, it could mean we see that at a fever pitch.
Electing not to play that first serve.
Confident statement by Katie.
And a confident on two from Lara. The dive from Allie as well to see if she can make something happen. But you can't quite find it. K2 in a fantastic position to win this game. They just need to stay composed. Can't let the pressure of the moment get to them.
Just to remind everybody watching the moment here. Twins, we've got a team that has not been defeated in the women's division in about 2.5 years now. But don't tell K2 that. Just tell them it's just another game, because if they play their game, they can beat anybody.
Yeah, I think everyone in the crowd, they feel, well, the significance of this moment. As I'm sure Twins do as well. They've been under pressure before. They've had to make comebacks happen before, but every time, for 2.5 years running, they've done it. Can they do it this time? That's the big question.
Not only can they do it, but can they do it against a team that is, this is the best team they've ever played. So for Twins, it's a matter of playing at the level that they can when they have to.
And they have to. They have to do it right now. Again, still a little bit of time. 12-9 right now. You've got a few points, a little bit of margin of error, but such a slim one. Just got to keep it consistent. Oh, what a touch. Oh, no. And, well, a potential, well, I would say hinder call on Lara as she tried to go for that ball. So I think we're going to see this one go again.
Indeed. Lara just caught up in traffic there, just an incidental contact.
And nothing much you can do about that. But a great defensive touch from Katie Pearson. There's no question about that one.
Right, you are.
Any more touches like that in a moment like this? And oh my goodness, that would be big. Down by 2. Ella Janke with the ball. Knows she has to do something from 7 feet. And she will start things off with a nice ace on that righty cut.
The ball has to stay so low to be good on Katie Pearson.
Stayed low enough, it was wide enough, it was fast enough to give K2 a lot of trouble. Playing through what looked to be a side pocket, and it works just fine because Laura, as always, finds the space.
Just an unbelievable recovery set by Pearson, too. Those two are finding each other in all the right spots right now to keep this lead.
Reverse, clean, dead center net. Looks good enough. No signal from the referee that may have clipped the side pocket, which means K2 take yet another break at the hands of Laura's serving power. Second serve, just a little too high, potentially. Called by the referee behind Laura, so also potentially a side pocket as well.
Yeah, especially on second serves. Nice to not have to worry about stopping that point.
No stress there, but some stress here if K2 are successful. That's exactly what they'll be. I mean, that is the smarter decision. You need to play through that, and they need to not allow Twins to build any momentum. They made the right choice, and it'll pay dividends. A good serve, just a little too high. Olivia trying to psych herself up, trying to muster that energy that she knows is needed to make this one happen. That ball called high, that one closer than most.
The players found out just in time to not play through that second serve. So Allie with the ball back and on the front rim first.
I mean, we've talked so much about K2's power, their momentum right now. Let's be fair, it's only a 2-point lead. Not the safest thing in the world if Twins can get something going. But as long as K2 can prevent that very thing, I mean, they can just keep on rolling home to victory and, well, achieve something that has been unprecedented the last 2.5 years running. Playing this one, Laura in the right spot, but just not able to get the touch.
They're trying to not only hold on to this lead and stave off a Twins comeback, but they're continuing to apply pressure and try to extend it. Pearson with a little bit of turf in her shoe is going to just adjust the equipment between the rotations. But for Olivia, she's running out of opportunities to make a move.
I think she knows it. Second serve is a perfect drop. It's perfect. It's absolutely on the money. Just hitting that front pocket and dropping dead on the other side. Impossible to return. Now only down by 1. Brings out the lefty again, and that's perfect.
Oh, some fault called actively. Looked like a foot fault called before the ball was contacted. Yeah, a toe drag.
Unfortunate.
So we saw that earlier in the series too when Olivia went to her left hand, not quite holding that right foot down.
Tough call. But they're going to have to live with it and move on. Puts the drop on. Olivia saw it coming. Called for Allie to get in defensive position, but it's just so hard to adjust that late. Just a powerful on-2.
That moment there with that lefty serve from Olivia, just the wind being taken out of the sails of Twins. They're going to need to find another breath of life here to stay in game 3 as Katie looks to just send the dagger home.
But once a lead of 3 points is now a lead of 2. Olivia, very smart shot. Looked like she was going right into Laura's hands, but kept her eye on that defender and found the space instead. Down by 1. What a serve from Allie. She's found it, and she's found it at the last possible moment in this final, but exactly when she needs to get it done.
And Laura, just off the fingertips there, man.
17s. We know Allie has it in the bag. She just showed it to us. But the second serve will not land, and K2 will maintain a sliver of a lead. And now the scary part for Twins. A very important hold. Big reverse. Oh, but a good recovery set, but that defense is all over it. The backhand, telegraphed, but perfect. It doesn't matter that Twins knew it was coming. You're not going to find that ball.
It's just too good. It's just too good from K2. You look at those 2 hits, and one is just so much more confident, so much more powerful, and that much more unreturnable.
And that break is going to sting. You just brought it back from the brink, and just like that, you're on the edge again. The edge of defeat staring them in the face. A second serve for Laura, and it will be good, and it will be perfect. K2, match point. On the edge of history. Laura Kunzelman looking to do what no women's team has done in the last 2.5 years. Katie Pearson alongside her. It might not come in the form of a no-touch ace. Could it come in the form of a little bit of defense? Not quite. Not if Allie has to say anything about it. She will put that ball away firmly into K2's body defense and make sure that her sister gets another chance at this. Makes sure that Olivia can put the team on her back once again. But it is do or die. 17-20, and the first serve misses. 18-20, and the first serve misses. The second serve, no good either, and history has truly been made tonight. 2.5 years running, Twins have not lost a game, and K2 come out victorious, doing what many thought impossible. Katie Pearson and Laura Kunzelman, truly a performance to remember.
Just a huge tip of the hat to K2. In their first outing on the season, they do, as you said, the impossible. They take down the #1 team in the world in Twins, and to say that they've already achieved this in the midpoint of the season, it just means they've got that much more room to climb and grow. And maybe it means we see a new team take over the series as the undefeated team to beat. Just maybe.
What a way to finish. And for K2, something that they will be remembering for a long time. And I'm confident Twins will remember this one for a long time as well. Not something they are going to want to repeat. I'm confident this is a team that is going to come back stronger, but we're going to have to wait and see, because K2 will walk away your Salt Lake City major champions and will take home the top spot. Twins, of course, already earned a pro bid. K2 will join them. And what a season we've got in front of us. And I mean, looking forward to the championship way down the line. This is going to be, seriously, a year to remember.
RoundNet just keeps getting better, Jonah. And it's just a treat to get to witness it and celebrate it. And for the players, I mean, the highs and the lows. That's why we love these sports. That's why we love RoundNet. So.
And the beauty of the day is it's not done yet. We still have our premier final coming up, our final semifinal wrapping up right now. And when we return, our premier finals will get underway, a lot on the line. And we've got a matchup that may surprise you. We'll see you in a sec.